Getting around can be extremely tedious and actually pretty hazardous in Dragon's Dogma 2. And though there are means of travel like the ox cart and using the 2 feet you're given at the beginning of the game, there's an even faster means of travel if you wish to reach your destination in the blink of an eye. There are several fast travel points, also known as Portcrystals, located in different towns across the map. But in order to use them, there's a few things you have to do first. In this guide, we will discuss fast travel in all of its forms in Dragon's Dogma 2 and where you can find or purchase Ferrystones early on. Let's start with why you might want to use ox carts, even though they are quite limited. First off, they're cheap. It only costs about 200 gold to ride their route, which is a steal considering how long it would take to walk to these destinations and how much gold it would cost to buy a ferrystone just to travel to a Portcrystal. That said, it's important to know that while you're taking the ox cart, you're vulnerable to monster attacks that can leave you reloading from your last save point, which means you really have to stay on your toes when traveling this way. Plus, there's also the possibility that you end up stranded away from your destination if the ensuing fight after an ambush winds up destroying the ox cart. Another issue that can arise from taking the ox to where you need to go is the fact that it runs on a schedule. The ox cart will only depart in the early morning hours, and that can be a problem if you need to get somewhere ASAP, like for a time-sensitive quest, for instance. If you would rather take an ox cart, there are 2 routes available early on in Vernworth, one of which can bring you to Melve, and the other leading to the checkpoint rest town. Portcrystals are what fast travel points are called in Dragon's Dogma 2, and finding them all can be a bit of a task. The first one we found was in Vernworth, right here on the map beside the inn, right in the corner. In order to unlock these fast travel points, you need to interact with the purple Portcrystals. Once that's done, you can fast travel to any Portcrystal that you have unlocked, which requires spending a ferrystone. But where do you even get ferrystones? Ferrystones can be obtained by completing certain quests and tasks, opening up particular chests, and one is even given by the Vernworth Vocation NPC when you turn in your very first Seeker's token. But they can also be purchased from certain vendors if you have the coin to do so. Just don't be fooled by fake ferrystones that are sold by certain forgers. There is also a vendor within Vernworth, which is one of the first major towns you encounter on your journey through the questline. He can be found right here inside of the town, but be warned, they're not so cheap, as they cost 10,000 gold from this specific vendor for 1 ferrystone. Ferrystones can also be found in the wild, usually as premium rewards for either finding a hard-to-reach chest or accomplishing a difficult or lengthy side quest. They're exceedingly rare and treated as a very valuable resource in the world of Dragon's Dogma 2, so don't use them unless you really need the convenience of fast travel. Otherwise, you'll be wishing you had one as you march 15 minutes back to town with very little life to spare. To use Portcrystals while outside of the city, you simply open up your inventory, navigate to the Tools tab, select Ferrystone, hit Use, and you will see all of the Portcrystals you have unlocked that are available to fast travel to. Select the one you want, and boom! You'll throw a ferrystone into the ether and magically teleport to the location of your choosing. Super simple, right? One last note is that much later in the game, you'll eventually get portable Portcrystals that you'll be able to place down from your inventory and use as a fast travel point you can reach via ferrystone that can also be picked up and placed somewhere else. That's gonna do it for this guide on fast traveling in Dragon's Dogma 2. For more, head on over to our growing wiki pages, and as always, for all things gaming, stick with IGN.